Welcome. Now, today's gonna be a little bit different than my normal videos. I'm still kind of getting into the swing of things. Typically, I'm gonna show bottling on, I think, my brew day videos. Today is actually bottling day right now, and I'm gonna put it on this video. I ended up not filming anything for Cold Crash because I could explain it in several words. And those words are, I put the beer in the fridge. Oh, there it is. You know now. You know what cold crashing is now. So let's get to it. So essentially, the main idea here is we're trying to reduce the amount of oxygen that we put into the beer. This is like by far the worst part of the process for brewing beer. The most stressful, that's for sure. Because especially with these IPAs, the longer that IPAs are out of the fermenter and not in a bottle, basically, the longer that they're in their bottling bucket, the more oxygen can be introduced and the worse off the beer is going to be. So it's basically just it's a ticking time bomb. You're trying to make sure that you bottle this thing before it becomes a disaster. Most people keg. I would love to be able to keg. I've talked about it before, but it's just not in the cards for me right now. So today we're gonna do our best. We have two different IPAs, so two different bottling sessions here. First things first, I have to clean the bottling bucket, but then we're just gonna launch right into this thing. So basically what I like to do is I like to put a sanitized solution in my bottling bucket, let that kind of soak for a little bit, because you definitely want everything to be as sanitized as possible. This is where so many people ruin their beers, that they don't sanitize everything properly. And so little wild bacteria can get in, and it's not good. And it'll ruin it. It will ruin your beer, and it'll harm you. All right, so number one is cleaning the bottling bucket. I've done that. Sanitizing it as well, then cleaning and sanitizing the actual bottles themselves. I've done that as well. Want to make sure that everything is just ridiculously sanitized. If you don't remember doing it, do it again. Just don't even risk it, just do it again. Just sanitize it 8 times if you have to, if you don't remember. You're on top of the refrigerator, by the way. There's one. There's 2. There's a lot of beer left. I don't know what it's doing. What the f? Always something. No. By the way, did I mention that bottling is stressful for me? Did I mention that? Because I think that's important to note. You know what? So this last bottle is about halfway full. I could cap it. I've actually done that before, and it wasn't like it was fine, just because there's so much CO2 that gets produced. But I'm actually really tempted to taste this, so that's what we're gonna do. Welcome everybody to our first tasting. Go on. Really excited. This was our IPA brew day. I'll link the video in the description. I'll probably also put a link in the top right of the video. But so we used a recipe that was on the American Homebrewers Association website. It was from Perfect Plains Brewing company out in Pensacola, Florida. And this one is just straight up Citra. The recipe online has Citra and Nugget. This one with the orange cap is a Mosaic Cascade IPA. So actually, full disclosure, I opened one of these last night because I was hoping to do this video today, and I wanted to make sure that it was carbonated. And as you can tell, it is. It's only been a week and 2 days. Ooh, this one is bubbling. So you can even see a difference in color. They look slightly different to me. It's because I think this one is just ever so slightly oxidized. Not, noticeably on the flavor, but then this one I think is perfect. I did something stupid. I did something really, really dumb. So I filmed a video on bottling day of me trying this beer. Because I had basically enough for 7.5 bottles, and I've actually capped a half bottle before, and it's carbonated just fine. And that's kind of what I've used to open to like test the carbonation. But I got a little impatient, and I just wanted to try it, So I was filming my like sort of preliminary tasting video, and then I come inside and I realized that I didn't cap it. I didn't cap any of them. So they were just kind of sitting there for about 5 minutes. So I think that they did get just ever so slightly oxidized. You can tell the difference. But like I said, you really can't tell on the flavor. It tastes just fine. So right off the bat, like I said, this one's lighter, this one's a little bit darker, looks a little bit more oxidized. That is the danger that you run. I've never had a problem bottling, except for this time because I forgot to cap it because I'm an idiot. I don't know if you can see the foam difference. So this is like some bigger bubbles. This is very fine bubbles. This one is very effervescent. This one looks a little bit more rough on the top, if you know what I mean. This one looks a little bit cleaner, whereas this one looks very, very homebrewy to me, if I'm being honest, other than the oxidation in this one. So basically I used Citra during the boil, and then I dry hopped with the first dry hop session was an ounce of hops. I did an ounce of Citra in this one. For this one, I did 0.38 ounces of Cascade, which is all I had left. And then I did 0.62 ounces of Mosaic. So let's just go for the aroma now. Yeah, so I'm getting, actually getting a little bit of lemon lime, but some grapefruit, I think, from that Cascade. And the Mosaic, I think, can also give that off a little bit. But yeah, I get a lot of grapefruit. There's something floral in there. I definitely smell some lemon lime. I don't know if either of those hops can give off that aroma. This is definitely like a West Coast version of this style, Ooh, 0.0. Okay, so let's try it. Yeah, so it's definitely got a little bit of bitterness, a little bit more than what you would want from your normal New England style IPA. But honestly, it's got a really, really clean finish. It doesn't have any kind of hop burn. It's not very green at all, especially considering the hops that I used. This is just, I think this is excellent. I was shocked last night at just how good it was. So in terms of the kind of flavors that I'm getting straight up grapefruit. Like, it's just a grapefruit bomb, to me at least. It's good. It kind of reminds me more of like, I'm not saying it's this beer because it's not even anywhere near this quality, but sort of like Ghost in the Machine from Parish Brewing in Louisiana. It's definitely like on the bitter side for that style, but it's delicious. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful beer for sure. All right, so now we're gonna try the Citra one. I'm actually really excited about this because I adore Citra hops, as I think a lot of you probably do as well. So first off, the color, it's funny. So B52, this brewery actually does New England IPAs kind of like this. This looks like a B52 beer to me, which is kind of funny. But just right off the bat, the color is it's just gorgeous. I love that color. I just don't know if it's coming through on the video or not. Yeah, so the first thing that I mean, it's just straight up tropical fruit, mango, you know, pineapple. I get like almost straight up pineapple. It's like pineapple juice is what it smells like to me. All right, let's go for the taste. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's fantastic. I hate that I freaking forgot to cap this one. I wish that I had capped it sooner because I wonder how it would have compared. But you know, such is life. Sometimes you make mistakes. I forgot to cap it for about between 5 and 10 minutes. It didn't ruin the beer. It's just, you know, it just kind of, it oxidized it a little bit. This one, you can see, this is an example. This is what you can do if you want to bottle New England IPA. If you cap it immediately, look at it. It's beautiful. I mean, this is what a New England IPA is supposed to be, this beer right here. They don't taste hardly anything. They don't look or taste anything like one another, which is very strange. I really don't get very much Citra on this one. Yeah, that's bitter. That's definitely bitter. Go look at the recipe that I put in the previous video. Go watch my brew day video, and try to brew it yourself and just change out the hops. Just do the same amounts, but just change them out and see what happens. Do some Galaxy, do some Nugget, do some anything. You can do anything. Do some Hallertau. That'd be fun. So for my next video, I'm actually going to be doing a stout, an imperial stout. This is the same recipe sort of that I destroyed and I completely ruined back in December that I've told you guys about. Also, I feel like whenever I edit this, it's gonna be like that episode of The Simpsons whenever Homer gets busted for sexual harassment where they edited together the interview. So like the clock is gonna be at like different times during every clip. I hope it is. I really hope it is. So, cheers. I'm gonna go enjoy these at 12:57 on a Wednesday. Who cares?